Hi, welcome to Fuller. We are super excited to have you here. My name is Kyla, and I am the Director of Student Financial Services, SFS for short. Part of the SFS department, there are three different teams. We have federal aid, we have student accounts, and scholarships. We have Deora, who is from the Welcome Center that help us monitor our SFS email. She will be your point of contact for all SFS questions and will help get the answer to those questions for you. Our financial aid team, we have Giselle, who oversees the financial students loans, and Shani, who oversees student federal work study. Our student account team, we have Chloe, who oversees everything when it comes to student accounts. And our scholarship team, we have Laura, who oversees everything when it comes to scholarship. Our contact information is at the bottom. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. I will now pass it to Theora to talk more about the Welcome Center.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fuller. My name is Theora. I am the Student Experience Coordinator for Student Financial Services in the Welcome Center. I'm located in person at the Pasadena campus in the library. So if you have any questions and you're local to Pasadena, you can come on in and I'll be able to assist you. Along with helping students in person, I also answer the SFS phone line as well as respond to the emails sent to the SFS inbox. I can also set up Zoom meetings and I'm able to meet with students who are not local. I answer any general questions about your student account, financial aid packages, or federal student aid, scholarships, Veterans Affairs, and student health insurance. I am in person Monday through Thursday. I am remote on Fridays and remote Wednesday afternoons. I am available in the library from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the days that I am in person. And those are, I'm available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Um, Response time for your emails are within 24 hours of receipt. Please be patient with us at the beginning of the school year as we have received a lot of emails and we're trying to get to everyone's emails, but we're also trying to get to them as fast as possible. So please be patient with us. Um, if your questions are a bit more than within my scope, as far as your student accounts and financial aid and scholarships, I will contact one of our subject matter experts to provide more in-depth information if needed. So please do not hesitate with asking any questions in SFS. We'll be um, reaching out to the experts to make sure we get the answers to you in a timely manner. Just want to let you know what I am unable to assist you with. That would be taking payments in person, as well as extensive information on the institutional scholarships which are issued by your program. You would want to contact your academic advisor regarding that information and admissions questions. Again, feel free to contact us at the email sfs@fuller.edu, or you can call us at 626-584-5421. Next will be Laura from Scholarships. She's going to go ahead and explain more information about that.
Thank you, Theora. Hello, Fuller community. I'm Laura Villegas, Assistant Director of Scholarships and SFS. Joining us today is my colleague from the scholarships team. Hannah, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah Chin, and I am the scholarship technician. The large part of my role is helping Laura with any kind of help with scheduling disbursements and anything logistical. But the other large part of my role is answering all email inquiries. So if you have any kind of questions, please give us an email and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible with any questions. So thank you. It's nice to meet you all virtually, and back to Laura.
Thank you, Hannah. Today I'll guide you on how you can be considered for both institutional scholarships and endowed scholarships. It all starts with completing and submitting a 2023-2024 Universal Scholarship application. at scholarships.fuller.edu. So I'm going to break up the types of scholarships into two buckets today. First, we offer endowed scholarships. Endowed scholarships have their own donor-specific criteria and are awarded annually on a first-come, first-served basis, pending the availability of funds. We also offer program-specific institutional scholarships. Information and eligibility details about these awards are available on Fuller's website at the web address on screen. So these are the scholarships that are awarded to new students, who enter the School of Mission and Theology, and also SOP MFT. If you have already submitted a universal scholarship application, we just want to take a moment to thank you for doing that. If you have not had a chance to do so, please complete the following steps. Next slide, please. So this is the Universal Scholarship Application Dashboard. It's a very intuitive application, and you're going to find it's quite simple to complete. Each section has to be 100% complete. Once you complete the 4 sections here, you're going to be able to see which scholarships you're eligible for. So let's take it from the beginning. The first section is the applicant information section. This section asks you for general information, phone number, how do you like to be contacted, those types of questions. So you'll want to make sure that everything is answered, and then you're going to hit save and return to dashboard at the bottom, and then you're going to see the second section not be completed yet. So you'll want to do these in order, starting with applicant information section, then you move on to academic plans and so on. So in the academic plan section, you're going to see your program appear for 2023, 2024. Let's say you went from a master's level program to a doctoral level program, or you just, changed from one master's to the other. If what you see here is not correct, that's okay. There's an option for you to select your new program. So once you do that, you'll want to go ahead and save your answer. The next section here is the scholarship questions. These are questions that are specific to donor criteria. Only you can answer these questions. Some examples are, what are your plans for ministry after graduation? Your commitment to serving the church internationally. Those types of questions will appear here. You're going to answer them in a yes or no format, and you're going to save your responses. Once you save your responses, then you can move over to the scholarship eligibility section. Based on the information provided on your application, the list of scholarships you were matched with are going to appear here. So my recommendation is, if you see, multiple scholarships that you were matched with, you'll want to make sure that you select them all so that you could be considered for them. So once the scholarship eligibility section is complete, you're going to save, submit, and if any of the scholarships for which you were matched require additional materials such as essay responses or faculty recommendations, you're going to see additional icons appear on your dashboard. So please make sure that after you submit, you go back to your applicant dashboard and you look for any additional sections that need to be required. Failure to submit additional information might render you ineligible for a specific scholarship award. Okay, so once you complete your application, you will go under committee review. If you are selected for an endowed scholarship, You will be notified by email approximately 2 to 3 weeks before the start of the quarter. If for some reason you don't hear from us, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be considered for scholarships throughout the academic year. That's the nice thing about the Universal Scholarship application. You only have to submit it once. And as new funding becomes available, your application will automatically be considered. As a final reminder, please connect with your academic advisor if you need assistance with your program-specific institutional scholarship. Specifically, if you have questions related to your enrollment eligibility, such as, how many classes do you need to enroll in and which classes should I enroll in, your academic advisor will be able to provide more information. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Kyla at this time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Laura. I would like to introduce you to Giselle, who again oversees the federal student aid.
Thanks, Kyla. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fuller. My name's Giselle Valdivia. I'm the Assistant Director of Financial Aid. We'll be going over briefly the federal application for student aid, also known as the FAFSA. This application is a free application and is located, you can go on studentaid.gov to apply. There are 2 qualifications that you must meet in order to apply. One being you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and the other you must maintain half-time enrollment status in your program. You'll want to check with your academic advisor for this. To be eligible for federal loans, you will need to be at least enrolled in half-time. There are 2 types of federal loans available through the FAFSA. Number 1 is the direct unsubsidized loan. Subsidized loans are for undergrad students, and graduate level loans only entail the unsubsidized loan and direct plus loan. So direct plus loan requires a separate application and is subject to a credit check. Please note that by completing the FAFSA, graduate students are not eligible for federal grants. In order to have your loans dispersed, you'll also need two things to be completed, which is the loan entrance counseling and the master promissory note, of which you can complete both at studentaid.gov. Your FAFSA is going to be processed within 24 to 48 hours of the time you submit your FAFSA to online. So it must be fully submitted, and within 48 hours, it will be processed, and we'll get a notification that we received your FAFSA application. If there's additional documents that is required, then our office will contact you within 5 days of the FAFSA receipt, and you'll see a list of the required documents in your student portal. One of the example could be that you can be selected for a process called verification, where we'll need some additional documentation. In this case, you will see these requirements in your student portal. You'll receive a notification once your financial aid application has been received and processed that you have been awarded. And you can see this also in your student portal. You will have the ability to accept or decline your federal student loan. If you have any adjustments, you'll want to contact us so that we can make any loan adjustments. If you have initially declined or have decided to take a different amount of loans, just contact directly and we can assist you with that. Once the accepted loan is processed, the loan will be either credited or memoed to your student account. And you'll also be able to see this in your student portal. Please note that federal aid is based on an estimated cost of attendance. and aid cannot exceed your cost of attendance. Your cost of attendance entails tuition, fees, living expenses. This also can be viewed in your student portal. It'll give you a breakdown of what your expenses are, and you can have a combination of student loans and scholarships up to your cost of attendance, and that it does not exceed this. If by chance, if we need to update your loan because you want to change your tuition later on, please note that your aid will be adjusted accordingly. You can contact us at sfs@fuller.edu. The last part of the FAFSA, that is the federal work study, and Shannon Lewis, the director of SFS, will give you an overview of what the qualifications are for federal work study. I'll hand it over to Shannon Lewis.
Thank you. Thanks, Giselle. My name is Shannon Lewis, and I am the Assistant Director in Student Financial Services. And I'm going to spend the next few minutes with you going over some information about federal work study. So every year, Fuller receives an allocation of work study funds from the government to be awarded to students on a first come, first served basis. Now, the purpose of these funds is to allow students to grow in their field of study through work opportunities. If this is something that you are interested in exploring, then you'll want to begin by going to our website, which can be accessed from the fuller.edu/SFS page. Once you're here, you'll find basic information, and most importantly, you'll see a form called the Federal Work Study Request Form, which is highlighted here with the yellow arrow. Once you have filled this out and it's received by our office, we will determine your eligibility and reach out to you. At this point, if you're eligible, you can apply for positions on or off campus. Positions available at Fuller can be accessed only through the quad under the Resources tab. So here you'll see a screenshot of what this page looks like. If you see something that you're interested in and you've heard from our office that you are eligible, you can apply directly through this site. The managers for each of these positions will reach out to you once they receive their application if they are interested in interviewing you. By accepting a work study position, it's important to know that the amount of work study eligibility you are awarded will replace a portion of your student loan eligibility. We're restricted to awarding aid up to your total cost of attendance, which, as Giselle mentioned, is built based on your tuition, fees, books, and living expenses. And we may need to reduce loan eligibility in order to make room for work study if that's something you're interested in. If you are working in a work study position, you must maintain eligibility while you're working. And this includes maintaining enrollment at least half time in your program, as well as successfully passing your classes. For more information about work study, we do have a federal work study handbook linked at the bottom of our work study page, highlighted here again with the yellow arrow. Feel free to email us at sfs.edu if you have any questions. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to Chloe.
Thank you, Shannon. Hi, my name is Chloe Ha. I'm Assistant Director of Student Accounts. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our bursar, Gurna.
Hello, thank you, Chloe. Hello, my name is Gurna, and my main responsibility is to answer your emails regarding your student account, any concerns you have about your account, such as making a payment, questions about third-party payments, refund status. I'll be able to assist you. Thank you, and back to you, Chloe.
Thank you, Gurna. So I would like to introduce you to our student account portal. When you log into your student account, this is the home page that you will see. And this is a page where you will see almost everything that's related to your student account. Payments, payment plans, statements, 1098T, and your profile setup, where you can also add third-party authorized users to log in on behalf of you to review the accounts or pay for you. You can also save your bank account information here so you can continue to make payments online, and also set up an e-refund so you can receive refunds electronically instead of paper check, so it can be deposited to your bank within 1 or 2 business days. This homepage is also where you will see if there's any estimated financial aid, such as federal loans or scholarships. And as you register, this page will show how much your estimated aid is and what your remaining balance is. And if you have a remaining balance, you can either set up a payment plan, or by clicking on the orange make payment button, you can go directly to make a payment. If you were to click on the view activity, you can also see it by each quarter, the line item, what you're charged and what you're due. If you go to the next slide, it will show the activity. And in this page, you will see your the fees and the tuition and the discounts. Discounts will not be shown on the home page where the estimated financial aid is. Discounts will be shown on this activity page, just like the example that you see here. And this will allow you to know what you are receiving in discounts and what the remaining balance is. If you go to the next slide, it shows how the payment site will look like. And you have 3 payment options to either pay by current account balance, which is the whole balance that you see, or you can select it by term to see what the payment by each term is, and you can pay for what that term is specifically, or you can pay by line item, which I strongly recommend doing so, especially if you have a student health insurance charge applied to you, because student health insurance will not be included in the payment plans. And if you were to click by the line item, it will show you what you're paying for, and you can enter the dollar amount and proceed to the next steps to making a payment. So those are the 3 payment options. And if you were to go to the next slide, it also shows that there is an international payment option via TransferMade. TransferMade is directly linked to your student account, so whatever payments that you make, you can see it being posted to your account automatically. Or you can also receive refunds through TransferMade if you're an international student. So this is a neat feature that can use to either pay or receive. However, if you want to receive a refund through TransferMade, there is a form that you will need to fill out, and you can always email SFS and we can provide further information. Next slide is this is the site that it will look like if you set up a payment plan. And in this payment plan, it will show you the breakdown of what the fees and the tuition and what the financial aid was. So what remaining balance you're setting up a payment plan with. Again, health insurance is not included in the payment plan, cannot be included in the payment plan. So you will see that you owe an additional in the dollar amount that will not be included in the payment plan, which you will have to go to the payment site and select line item and pay it separately. And in the below, it will show what your installment due dates are and what the amounts are for each payment. Tuition is always due the first Monday of the quarter, and anything that the payment is not received of is subject to a late payment fee. But if you have a credit balance, we will do an assessment, and the refunds will be assessed and be refunded to you on a weekly basis. And if you have an e-refund set up, you will receive it electronically to your bank directly. So we strongly recommend that you set up an e-refund, and that can also be done on the student account homepage where the profile setup was. You can also set up a third-party authorized user, as I explained previously in the profile setup. But you can also have the third parties mailing checks to student financial services with the student information and what term they're paying for, and with the specific instructions, how they would want to use the fund towards the student. That will help us to allocate it appropriately. And There's also tuition assistance that we can process if you submit the vouchers to either SFS or student accounts email. We can also process student tuition assistance for students as well. And for further questions, you can always email sfs@fuller.edu or call 626-584-5421, and we're happy to answer any of your questions. That's it for student accounts, and back to you, Kyla.
Thank you so much for your time. Again, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at sfs@fuller.edu. We hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.